All right. I am live. This is Wednesday afternoon. I'll wait for some people to get in here. Got a couple of drams I'm going to pour. I'll leave them out here. Maybe people will see them. These are both SMWS offerings, and I'll explain why. Some of you may have heard the news, a good bit of news already, and some of you may not. But I see Fight for Sound is tuning in, David Geschke. And I'll announce this a few times. If you're a member of the SMWS, or if you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen I became the newest full-time member of the SMWS America team on Monday. So they just announced today, sent out an email to all the members, and starting the next chapter of my life after retiring from 29 years with the Wichita Police Department. Bart is still working. He wants to do a few more years, and the SMWS said, welcome aboard. And I said, glad to be there. But I had two whiskeys in mind. Well, for years, let's say I had thought when I retire from the police department, I'm going to buy this big fancy bottle of whiskey to celebrate with. And I've kind of been tossed around, which, it's got to be at least 30 years old. How much am I going to spend? Which one do I want? And then as retirement approached and the SMWS job was coming to fruition, I thought I don't really need to buy a bottle because I've got whiskey all around me, good whiskeys. I had a couple SMWSs that I'd kind of been saving for a special occasion. One is cask number 24.147, the deepest of mahogany. This one I had been saving. If I can get my camera to focus, there it goes. This one I had been saving. I opened this over the weekend, actually. And then a 33.139, which was a festival release you would not believe. I'm going to pour the bottle number 24 first and have a little dram here with you guys, and we'll talk a little bit. And let me see who all's tuning. I see a lot of comments coming in. I will encourage you at this point, if you're not subscribed to the SMWS America channel on YouTube, go do that, because most of my job right off the bat here is going to be working on their YouTube channel, seeing what content we can bring to the SMWS, some exclusive content to members, and then general content on YouTube as well. But definitely looking forward to it. I already tuned in, or Monday night, I joined Ben for the mid-month outturn preview. Monday night, the 15th, 2 nights ago. So we went through that, and we talked about me working for them and getting the job then. So if you tuned in to their outturn tasting, you got a little bit of an Easter egg in there. Most people found out when the email came out today. And then, like I say, I also posted on Instagram, and SMWS did as well. But let me go through. Let's see who all's tuning in. See a lot of comments coming in. Fight for Sound and David Geschke, I mentioned. Donner Pass Whiskey, One Lost Cause. Christopher Malloy. Donner Pass Whiskey says, congratulations. Thank you. Mr. CJL. Time for a dram, Gregor. New job. Who dis? New phone. Who dis? Big Dog, Bird Dog. I got an email from you guys congratulating. Thank you. Appreciate it. Looking forward to it. Uncle Nate drinks whiskey. Whiskey Jason. Hi from Germany. Whiskey Porch. Cheers. Christopher Malloy. Congrats. Fight for Sound. Congrats. Christian C. Scott. Scotch on the Bayou. Leanne, just saw you over the weekend, Leanne. Hello and congrats. Thank you. Appreciate it. Congrats from Mark. Everwind, I got to meet in Indianapolis this weekend. Was up there for the Scotch for Dummies event. And Ben was up there as a matter of fact as well with the SMWS for a tasting. It was the Scotch 4 Dummies 6th anniversary, and they'd organized quite a weekend, really, from a meal and whiskey pairing on Friday night to several tasting / master class sessions on Saturday from Ardbeg Cam, who was there and did a little presentation on peat. And Glenn Modan was there and did a little Glenmorangie walkthrough tasting. It was all good. And then Ben presented with SMWS. But good times had by all. Anuj, I see tuning in. Eric Simpson, thank you. Appreciate it. Whiskey Weekend Dram. Claire the Third, work for Buffalo Trace. Are they off a strike yet? Or are they still on strike? I don't know. Crump the Cascole, congratulations. Corporate Whiskey Shill. Kidding. Seriously, congratulations. Thank you. Well, and I'll tell you, so, and we're going to be able to keep the Scotch Test Dummies going. That was one thing that kind of came up in talks, and the boss was actually excited. He didn't want the Scotch Test Dummies to come to an end, so he was excited that we'd be able to keep that going. And one of the reasons that, I looked at the SMWS is that they work with 99% of the distilleries that are out there. There's only a few distilleries that don't sell, single cask whiskeys. So I didn't want to be tied to just one brand, or maybe, a brand that represents 2 or 3 whiskeys. And that was really played a part in me seeking post-retirement job opportunities. And the SMWS was just the fact that even with the dummies or the SMWS, you can talk about Macallan, you can talk about Ardbeg, Laphroaig, Glenfarclas, Glengoyne, any of the distilleries that you want to. They work with them all, which was a high attraction for me. And also just being a member the last few years, the whiskeys that have been coming, down the pipeline with them have just been extraordinary. There's been some really good releases, and I really look forward to working with SMWS and help, getting the word out and expanding, their brand. So I hope it's that good, and it should be. Oh, Rob Davey, congrats, Scott. Thank you. Leo Chav, Scott, will you be working with Whiskey A Go Girl? I remember you and Bart introducing her to us a while back. Yeah, Jenna works for the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society as well. And oddly enough, both Ben and Jenna, we got to know before they even worked for the SMWS. Ben, and he still has his account as Single Malt Alliance on Instagram. Before he got on with SMWS, and being on Instagram, we saw him quite a bit, gramming out a lot of good whiskey pictures, being an influencer. And so we had invited Ben on well before he even got on with SMWS. And the same with Jenna. We had just seen her on Instagram being an influencer and sending out pictures and everything of her whiskey journey, per se. And then she ends up getting on with SMWS as well. So oddly, both Ben and Jenna, we've known before they even got on with SMWS. So that's a neat little tie-in there. The Draminator. What about that Buna that cost me $800? I don't have an $800 Buna. I've got the 24-year Palo Cortado, I think, was the most expensive one I bought. And it was $440 maybe. Unless my wife, or something my wife doesn't know about. Patrick just joined the SMWS last month, and so happy a bourbon drinker can help out with bottles. Yeah, and we're hoping, we'll see what happens there. I'd like to get involved with some of the American whiskeys and stuff that they're offering as well. Being the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, little bit of a conflict there, but they are offering some American whiskeys. In fact, is we'll be introducing one next week. So a new one that's coming out. Toll Thomas says, congrats. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sunny C tuning in. Really sorry to bother us, but wondering what was going on with Bart. Bart's at work. I'm off. I'm retired now from the police department. I retired October 15th with this job already lined up and beginning November 15th. So I took a month off in between. And Bart is still at work. He is not joining the SMWS yet. You got little sexy, not big sexy, as someone asked me on Instagram. Jimmy Jazz tuning in. Congrats, Scott. So much for a quiet retirement. They gave out your phone number. Not yet. We'll see how that goes. McAllen Finer, what's going on, Doc? He says, now that's a surprise, Scott. Happy retirement. Thank you. Bill Monteith, Scott, so happy as an SMWS member to have you tasting drams for us. Thanks for taking one for the team. That's what I say. That's why we train, so you don't have to. That's right. Let me get into this 24. So this was a bottle had been sealed until this last weekend, and I took it up to Indy to share with Ben. We met up there since he was going to be up there. This is the deepest of mahogany, 24.147. It's 63.3%, a 12-year from the first casking is an ex Oloroso butt, and the second casking is a first fill XPX hogshead. So this is Oloroso and PX, 12 years, 63.5% of deliciousness. Is very nice for one of my retirement drams. Blast of fruits hit before it even got in my mouth. Rich, dark fruits and sweetness. There's a combination here. All those PX notes and Oloroso notes jumping out, trying to get out of my mouth. And I had a couple of drops of water on that too. Boy, that first drop, the first sip at 63% was very good as well. Let's see what else is going on here, guys. Trying to keep up with the comments. Appreciate everybody tuning in. If you didn't hear, I am the newest full-time member of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society Americas team. I began last Monday, was my first day. I've been getting onboarded this week. I had a lot of video meetings, video calls, meeting everybody on the team, and getting broke into the record system, basically, as you will. So, boy, that finish on that 24.147 lingers. Crump says, I'm assuming Bart is still stuck on the forest moon of Endor. That is exactly where Bart is. Christian C says, Bart is a Wookiee. Sean DK88, congrats, Scott. Dreams do come true. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. Excited to dip my toes into the whiskey world. And as 29 years, almost 29 years with the police department, had a great time. No regrets at all. Believe me, made a lot of friends, met a lot of people, had a lot of great times, did a lot of stuff that most people don't get to do. And it was a blast. No regrets at all. It was time to call an end to that career and start my second one. So, Sunny C says, congratulations. Thank you. Big Dog tuning in. Robin Lila, Scott, a true gentleman of leisure. Where's the cigar? Got the whiskey sitting on top of it. Let's pull out Oh, I got it. Liga Privada, Drew Estates, number 9. I'll have to go fire that up next. Whiskey and cigars. That's a job most people should be able to get on board with. Christmas on Crestline. What's up, Christmas? I bet retirement drams are the best drams. They are pretty good. They're good. Lee J. Brown, congratulations, Scott. Just popping in and say hi. Early start tomorrow. Cheers from the UK. Thank you, Lee J. Appreciate it. Equal Opportunity Guns. Congratulations. That's awesome, Scott. Thank you. Neil Laverty, congrats. Good luck with the new job. Jason, Mash and Drum. Got to see you this weekend up in Indy. Looking good, my brother. And hopefully we get to meet each other in person more often. Hopefully my SMWS travels will bring me around here, there. We'll see. I have to hit Ben up and see what the budget is. Scrolling at Ben Marnock. Poacher turned gamekeeper. Well done, Scott. Thank you, Ben. Ben's over in, I don't know if he's in Glasgow or Edinburgh. We met you at the vaults, I believe, if my memory is serving correct. McAllen Fine and Rare. Did I have a nice WPD farewell party? I have not. Amazingly, just as busy as things have been and hectic. Our police, now I could have had a reception at work with cake and punch and all that. I did not do that. There's been so many. There's been so many retirement parties. I really didn't want to attend even my own. So it will be an after hours party at some point, maybe January. We'll look at the books once the holidays clear everything and see. Go from there. But definitely there will be one. Could be December, maybe. Technically, I'm on the books. I'm kind of double dipping. I had over 400 hours of vacation, so I'm technically retired from the police department, but I'm on the books through mid-January. So I could have the after hours party could come after that in January sometime. Pete Heads just tuning in from the Netherlands. Say hi and congrats, Scott. Thank you, Pete Head. Appreciate it. Whiskey Straight AI. What's up, Scott? Just tuned in from Northern Ireland. Very nice. How's the weather over there? Just announcing that I am the newest full-time member of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society America chapter, working with all the great people there. Really looking forward to it, and can't wait to get started. I actually started 2 days ago. On Monday was my first day, but just been doing virtual meetings, meeting people, still getting up to speed. Have several more meetings to go. I did host, or Ben, I guess you could say I co-hosted Monday night. We did the mid-month November outturn for the SMWS. Ben had me on, and we announced then to those that were watching. So there was a bit of an Easter egg there for those that tuned in on Monday night to the outturn live tasting. Other than that, they just sent out an email today to all the members announcing that I was a new member of the team, and go from there. So then it's been on Instagram as well, and looking forward to it. Can't wait to get started, and it's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. Ben, correct, just outside of Glasgow. In Fife. He's going to be at the SMWS tomorrow. Nice. Spirit Bomb. Evening, everyone tuning in from the UK. Congrats on the new role, Scott. Thank you. Appreciate it. Whiskey Straight AI. I've been retired from the police since 2019, sadly due to injury on the duty. Cheers to you and enjoy your retirement. Well, same to you. All right, back to the 24. This is a beaut. We opened this in the motel, I think Friday night. It was a little stuffy. It's opened up since then. The juiciness and the tobaccos and the fruits and the dark fruits and the tangy lighter berries. Nice melding of Oloroso and PX finish here. Or not even finished. This is fully matured. And I don't know if it's going to focus, if you can see the color. There it goes. Maybe. Come on. There it goes. Look at that. 12 years exclusive maturation on that 24. Very nice. Whiskey, where'd it go? Whiskey Wolverine. Does that mean you won't be doing reviews now that you're on the inside? Also, can you still contribute to the OSWAs now that you are in the industry? Yeah. One of the boss's first questions when we started talking about a job, he wanted to know if I was going to keep the Scotch test dummies going. And I was like, well, that's up to you. You're the boss. I don't want any conflicts of interest. And he said, no, you need to keep that going because that's a good thing that you're doing. So we've got the support. We are going to keep it going. We'll should be able to keep chugging at the same speed, consistency that we are, Bart and I. And I'll tell you, that was one of my considerations when looking at the SMWS and even, talking about a job, is the fact that they work with just about every distillery out there. So we can talk. I can be on the Scotch test dummies and I can talk about Lafroig, Bowmore, Ardbeg, Macallan, Glenallachie, Glengoyne, Glenfarclas. It doesn't matter. We work with all of them. So, and it's the same with the SMWS. And that's what I've liked, with them over the years that we have been a member and have worked with Ben a little bit, is that you can, even when you're talking about SMWS whiskeys, you can talk about any of the distilleries. We've had some, ambassadors on that represent one or two brands, and that's all you can get them to talk about. I'll just as an example say, I'm going to make this up. This isn't, just say Talisker, but it's not Talisker. It's another unnamed whiskey maker. But we had an ambassador from Talisker on, and the only thing he would talk about was Talisker. And we're like, no, what else do you drink? Oh no, just Talisker. No, come on, you got to drink other stuff. No, just Talisker. That doesn't appeal to me. I don't want to just have to focus on one or two whiskey names, whiskey brands. So the fact that the SMWS works with everybody was very appealing. And just the fact that they are bringing some excellent whiskeys to the America's members, to the states members, and I'm sure across the pond in the UK as well. I think the level of quality of the whiskeys is excellent, bar none. So now, as far as the OSWAs, I don't know. Maybe that would exclude me. Maybe it would exclude me from just the independent bottler section. I'll have to talk to Roy about that and see. So, really, I would be as unbiased as I am now, working, because, like I say, we work with everybody. So I'm still going to point out the good whiskeys. But anyway, Chris B says, congratulations and congrats to us having you there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Woo. Foo. CG Mail. Howdy from Cambodia, a retired Kansan and whiskey lover. Love you guys and how you are buddies with Roy. Excellent. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Roy is a great guy. He really is. Did I learn all of the SMWS distillery codes yet? No. And I need to hone my skills there a little bit. I know a handful right offhand, and I don't know if I'll be able to memorize them all, but I'll give it a shot. I'll get a lot of them. 75% for sure. Probably 60%. Yep. Without a doubt, though, 50% I'll get. Yeah. Probably more like 40, somewhere in that range. 30 35% if I was betting. So it'll be good. Glenn Anderson tuning in from Norway. Thank you for the thumbs up, Paul. Oh, I want to keep sipping on the cask number 24 here, but I better move on to the festival release. We do have our own similar glasses. The whiskey taster glasses with our logo on it now is available at on our website if anybody's interested. Little sales pitch there. And again, if you're tuning in and you're not subscribed to the SMWS Americas channel, go subscribe to it as well. I'll be involved in a lot of their outturn tastings now, mid-month tastings, special releases. We're going to work on their content overall and see what we can bring, both member exclusive content and content just to YouTube. So, all right. So I poured, this was a festival release, 33.139. It's a 12-year-old. And I believe it was, I want to say exclusive Oloroso. They don't have the cask information on these festival releases on the bottle. If I can get it to focus, come on. There it is. 61.3% ABV. This was, like I say, I believe exclusively matured in Oloroso casks. Woo! And the peat and the sweet are strong on this one. This was another. So these were the two bottles I had for my I didn't have them for my retirement, but as I retired and was getting the job with the SMWS, I thought of these two bottles. They had been sitting here unopened, and I thought both, one being my sherry bomb that I enjoy, and the second being heavily peated and sherry bomb monster combination. I thought, why not? Crump, $5 super chat. I'm gonna grab my cowbell. Thank you, Crump. Appreciate it. He volunteers to be the voice of the SMWS as well. We had to, we retired the disclaimer. We got rid of that. My senses, I'm putting it 99% back. Just still some of the smell, just very fine things that I'm not getting, but overall, mostly back. And glad for it. It's been over a year and a month. And really, it's only been the last 2 or 3 months that my smell really started to come around. So definitely glad to see that and starting to get more and more hints of things every day. So, and some things that had kind of smelled odd or awkward are coming back to the normal smell. So there's still some pungent things that just still smell the same. Gasoline does not smell like gasoline at all. It's still a weird burning chemical type smell that I get off of gasoline. So Big Dog says, congrats on the 99% comeback. Thank you. Yep. Slowly but surely. How long did it take you to enjoy peated whiskey? It took me a while. And there's different reactions here from people. Some people take to peated whiskeys rather quickly. Some don't take to them at all, and some take a while. Bart was one that took to peated whiskeys right away, fell in love with them quick. I did not. I did not like them. It took me at least another, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years before I really started to appreciate peated whiskeys. So, and I can remember the first one was Lafroig 18 when we were reviewing it. And I didn't like peated whiskeys, but I was like, I don't like peated whiskeys, but I can tell this is a good whiskey. Just the palate that I was getting from it, and that Lafroig peat and their ex-bourbon barrel sweetness was coming through. And then we had it was an older bottling, a Dusty that had been found of Brooklady 3D3, which is like 3 different levels of peat that they use to make that one. And when I had it, it kind of made me stand up and take attention as well. So somewhere along those lines, but I think it really, some people just still don't take to it. Some do, but I would say give it its fair shot, keep trying it. If you keep trying it and keep trying it and you still don't like it, I guess maybe it's just not for you, but try some good ones as well. Don't just go. The thing is, there's really not that many bad ones. Are there any bad peated whiskeys? You may watch it if you want to comment. I can't think of any I wouldn't recommend. As like, definitely don't try this one. Any of your Lafroigs or Ardbegs, Lagavulins, any of the Port Charlottes, the Bunnahavens, Moynier, Compass Box, Peat Monsters, any of those. Claire wants to know, what are you going to be doing for them? Tastings, YouTube videos, picking barrels? Hopefully a little bit of everything. I don't know. Naturally, right off the bat, I don't think I'm going to be picking any barrels. That would be nice to get involved in. From what I hear, the UK still likes to control most of the barrel picks, which is fine. Maybe I can work my way into that circle a little bit as we go. Maybe not, but yeah, main thing right off the bat is YouTube. They're still not doing that many in-person tastings yet because of COVID, but they pretty much set, January 1st as the day that all in-person events will resume. So I know next year tastings are going to pick back up. So I will be doing that and YouTube, and really just member relations, talking to people on the phone when they call in and if they have any concerns or questions or anything like that. So. But they really, it's a small team. The U.S. there's 5 now with me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a blast. Woo! So this is the 33.139. You would not believe. Wow, heavy, strong blast of peat right up front. Almost like a dry burnt wood ash. Sweet, dark sweetness in there with it. Woo! Both of those very nice. I'm glad I opened both of those. So let me pour a little bit of drop of water in here. I saw someone say they tried McClellan's Isla single malt and didn't enjoy it. Never had peated whiskey. Had a friend recommend Highland Park 12. Highland Park 12 is a very lightly peated whiskey. And I've recommended it as well, but keep in mind, it's very light. There's really not too many in that realm. And then you go from that to just heavier peat. Maybe go to a Kalila or even Lafroig 10 from that, maybe. Stephen Davidson says, don't try Lafroig Select. Now, Lafroig Select is just a, it's a nice bottle. It's not a whiskey aficionados bottle, because I think it was bottled at 40%. If I remember right, it's lighter, and it was a combination of these different casks and whiskeys from them. Overall, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't, it didn't have that higher ABV and peat punch that, most aficionados are going to look for. Big Dog says that the Bird Dog agrees there are no bad peated whiskeys. Everwind, who was up in Indianapolis, says the Tobermory that Ben shared last week at the Scotch 4 Dummies is what he means, was a 3-alarm campfire. Not so old granddad. What's the announcement? Just join the stream. I am the newest member of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society America's team, full time. Just started. Monday was my first day. I've been doing the onboarding process and getting up to speed, meeting with people. Not actually a active role yet, but should start soon. And looking forward to it. Definitely going to enjoy it. And yeah, we'll take it from there. I'm allowed, Bart and I are going to continue on with the Scotch test dummy. So this should keep going as is. And hopefully we'll be able to not have any interruptions with it. So that was one of my draws with the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, was just the fact that they work with almost every distillery that's out there. So no conflict of interest with any of the whiskeys that the Scotch test dummies are going to review. We probably just won't review any SMWS bottles anymore because I might be a little bit biased with them. I don't know. Tom R tuning in. Got to hang with Tom R up in Indianapolis this weekend as well. Peated poured himself a 108.29 peated to you on the new job. Slancha ma. Slancha. Leo Chav says, I recall the Ben Riach Curiositas being a controversial peated whiskey. Was it? I don't remember. We tried it. I think it was pretty decent. Might have even exceeded our expectations. There's a good suggestion from Ren. Ardmore Legacy is my pick for entry-level peat. Highland Park 12 and Loch Lomond 12 and others are too faint to be considered peaty. Yeah, and that's the problem because they come in. I know Highland Park is around 5 parts per million, 5 ppm of peat. It's pretty light. You can miss it if you don't know what you're looking for. So, I mean, that's kind of the catch-all with most of the Highland Parks is it is a faint peat, and it may not provide the peat on the palate that you're looking for. You know, a lot of people start. It's amazing how many people recommend and start with Lagavulin 16, which I think would not work in those regards for a newbie to peat. But for some reason, we get a lot of comments. We've had a lot of talk about Lagavulin 16, people commenting on it, and they love it. That was their entry into peat. Thank you, Not So Old Granddad. Appreciate it. Ren missed the new job announcement. Is it the SMWS? Yes, it is. Yep. So you'll be seeing me, Ben, Jenna, Zach, and I think Tom occasionally still on doing the outturn tastings. We're going to try to increase content and see what we can bring of a quality nature, both to YouTube and to kind of like member exclusive content. Donner Pass Whiskey has it right. He can't wait to see Bart retire and announce he's working for a board game company. Ugh. Woo. Boy, these are both good bottles. This 33, outstanding. I still love peat. Peat is good. I don't go to peat as often as I do other versions of Scotch, i.e., sherried Scotches or even ex-bourbon. I occasionally go to peated. And even at that, when I do, a lot of the times something that's sherried and peated, woo, Katie, bar the door. That's a good one right there. But peat and sherry together, All right. Well, I think I can probably wrap it up with y'all. Been 40 minutes now. Any questions, I guess, that I can answer? Whoops, hit the wrong one. Kilhoman Seneg from Frankie Hawkins, and that's what got me going in the direction of peated. I now love peated Scotch. That's not an odd one overall, but that's an odd one to hear someone say got them into peated whiskeys. I don't know if you hear Kilhoman too much for getting people into peat. Kilhoman is very good whiskeys. A lot of times, though, it's almost more of an experienced palate that appreciates them. Oh. All right. That was a cue for me to end this one. And appreciate everybody that tuned in. And I'll stay tuned to the Scotch Test Dummies. We'll still be posting content. And if you're not subscribed to the SMWS channel, America channel on YouTube, go subscribe and tune in. There'll be more coming in the near future. So watch me. I appreciate everybody's support. I had a lot of good messages today from people, and it's all taken to heart. Appreciate it, guys, gals. Cilantro, dummies.